Things settled down for a while after that. At least, that's what we thought. A few months later, there was another night that felt off in the same way. Too quiet. We were inside again, watching TV. My dad was at work, and my mom kept saying she had a bad feeling. I didn't say anything, but I felt it too. Then we heard voices right outside our apartment door. At first, it sounded like an argument. A couple of guys going back and forth, getting louder, more aggressive. Some of the neighbors even shouted at them to take it somewhere else, but they didn't. Within seconds, it turned physical. You could hear shoving, hitting, things being knocked around. I made the mistake of stepping closer to the door to listen. My mom immediately told me to get back, and right after she said that, one of the guys started screaming. Not yelling, screaming. It was raw panic, pain, the kind of sound that hits you instantly. I ran straight back to my mom crying, and my siblings followed. The screaming didn't stop. We could hear him stumbling down the hallway, banging on doors, begging for help. At one point, he even hit our door. My mom shouted through it that the police were coming. By the time emergency services arrived, everything went quiet again. A few days later, a detective came by and spoke to my mom. He told her it was a drug deal that went bad. 2 men had been stabbed. One survived, the other didn't make it. That was the moment my mom decided we were leaving. We moved to another part of the complex first, then eventually to a completely different neighborhood a couple years later. I thought that was the end of it. But it wasn't. Years later, when I was in my early 30s, I got a job at a warehouse doing early morning and overnight shifts. One day during a break, I stepped outside and started looking around, and something felt familiar. The layout, the buildings, the train tracks nearby. Then I saw it. The same apartment complex. I hadn't realized I was working that close to it. It felt like my body just locked up. All those memories came back at once. The scream, the stabbing, everything. I remember just standing there, staring at it, thinking there's no way. I tried to shake it off, but ever since that day, something felt off about working there, especially at night. Eventually, I started taking overnight shifts because the extra pay was too good to pass up. The problem was, the backside of the building was almost completely dark.